Howdy gang, this is Jerry, and today I've got something completely different. I know that normally most people tune into my channel for RC car and quad and drone reviews and things like that, but today I was at Aldi, the local inexpensive grocery store, and they always have interesting one aisle full of kind of interesting things, seasonal type items, and I saw this and I decided I needed to get it. One of my other hobbies in addition to RC cars is cycling, and I never bothered to go buy myself a nice work stand for my bike, and I saw these work stands at Aldi. A bicycle work stand at Aldi, it was $25. So that is really, really cheap for a bike work stand. So I don't know if this is going to be a total piece of crap or if it's actually going to be something that's workable. But I figured, hey, let's do an unboxing and a quick review, and I'll throw my bike up on it and we'll kind of see what it looks like, see if it's sturdy enough to actually use as a actual work stand. From the front of the box, just some important numbers, that 97726, that's the actual item code if you go to like aldi.com and want to order it off their website. I think you'll need to search that number. But it says, let's see, it's suitable for all bikes with a straight frame with a diameter of 1 to 1 9/16. That's about 25 to 40 millimeters. Has a magnetics parts tray. Let's see what else. Foldable, clamp, rotates, anti-slip feet. Has a couple of pictures of the guys working on the bike here. A picture of the work mat and a phone number for after-sales support and such. So let's get this box cracked open and see what's actually inside this thing. Okay, and here is the contents of what is actually in the box. Let me kind of cruise in a little bit closer here. We've got the tripod assembly there. We have a long pole that's wrapped in some paper, and this is just a little paper sleeve to protect it in the travel. Slide that off of there. So there we go. I guess one of the support tubes. We have a manual, a bag with another little support rod of some sort. We'll figure out what all that is. The actual bicycle clamping head, and there was one screw loose in the box. I'm gonna have to examine everything, see if I can figure out where that came from. And in here with the manual is the parts tray. So I'm gonna spend a few minutes putting this together, and then I'll come back to you and talk to you about what the assembly was like. And here is the assembled work stand. Let's come on in for a closer look and do a kind of a slow pan across the whole thing. Here's the top head. It's got this little cam jaw to lock down, and you can spin it and thread it like this to adjust the opening. Got a nice big hand wheel here to adjust the tension on this shaft here, and also you can slide it in or out depending on your need. Down in the middle here we've got the parts rack. That little Allen head that's in there actually is the included tool. It's the only tool I needed. A couple of little Allen head screws on the back that hold the parts tray on. I've kind of got those semi-loose or so that way I can slide the parts tray up and down. And there's that black rod that I was a bit confused about during the unboxing. Let's kind of slide that out here. This is a little telescoping rod. It's got this wrapper on each end, so you can, and what this is for is to hold the handlebars so the front wheel is not swinging wildly as you are working on your bike, if you're working on adjusting the derailleurs or some such. Another little hand wheel here. Loosen this guy up and the whole stand can get taller or shorter. Again, here's a little magnetics part tray. It's not overly stout, but it's not really flimsy either. It's kind of a medium. It's got a nice little magnet there in the middle. The base, it's got 5 legs on it and adjustable height. Again, we've got another little hand wheel here, and I can loosen this hand wheel up and then just grab one leg, and the camera's kind of hard to show this, but stretch it. Now it's got a nice wide base, so if you've got a lot of room to work and you've got a heavy bike, you're worried about stability, you can stretch it out like that. If you're tighter on space and working with more of a lightweight bike, you can run the legs up in a smaller circle like this, and you won't have to worry about stepping on the legs of the bike rack either. So there it is, all put together. So let's go ahead and throw my bike up on the rack. Had a bit of a microphone fail here, so I'll voice over this. The main clamping jaw here seems to work pretty securely, adjusts fairly easily. I guess it might be good for a disclaimer for if you have a carbon fiber frame or aluminum frame to be extremely careful with clamping pressure. Those can crush pretty easily. And then here I'm playing with the little rod that secures the handlebars, keeps your front end from flopping around while you're working on the bike. Again, it has a little rubber strap with some holes on each end, and then adjustable in the middle. Fairly easy to set up.
Seems like it works.
And overall, I have no complaints with this stand. I kind of walked around and wiggled it, and I'm talking to the camera, but you can't hear me. Have the base kind of narrow here, but it still seems plenty stable. Fairly easy to adjust it up and down. No hydraulic assist or anything, so you have to be able to actually lift the bike. But it works pretty good. You do have to watch out for that magnetics parts tray. The first time I set it up, I had it too high, and so when I tried to spin the crank like this, the cranks whacked the tray. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're positioning it. But it has a fair amount of adjustments, and it seems fairly solid. Most of the clamping bits and elbows and such like that are all made out of plastic, but they seem to be fairly solid plastic. They're beefy, they're stiff. Hopefully they'll stand the test of time. All of the tubes and the legs and the braces are made out of metal, and so they seem to be able to handle a pretty good load. And again, all of this is for $25. So I haven't had a whole lot of experience with this yet. Again, I've only unboxed it and set my bike up on it and kind of wiggled it a little bit. But overall, I can't really find anything to really complain about at this point. It seems to be reasonable quality. Again, there is a fair amount of plastic in the build, but you know, I've got a good amount of experience looking at different types of plastics from all my RC car stuff, and this stuff seems solid. It seems stiff. It doesn't really seem chintzy. So I've got some hopes on this, but I will keep all y'all updated on how this goes. If I have any issues with it, I'll be sure and post all that up. But again, I don't have a whole lot of cycling time these days with all my RC car stuff that's going on. But as I get a chance to use it, I'll definitely post up. When I was doing this video, I realized how dirty my bike was, so I'll probably pull it out one of these days here soon and do a full cleaning on my bike and see. That'll give me another chance to play with the stand and see how it works in an actual working environment. So I'm still talking in this video and you still can't hear what I'm saying because of my lousy cell phone mic, but again, I'm gonna close this off. But for $25, I think I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up for now. A $100 bike stand will probably have more features and might be a little bit better built, but hey, 25 bucks. To me, this is a good buy. So y'all keep having fun, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.